Ever wondered about the origin of Moscow, the sprawling capital of Russia that stands as a testament to centuries of history? The story of this grand city spans over 8 centuries and is rich with heritage. The earliest mention of Moscow dates back to the 9th century. One of the most well-known legends associated with the city's inception tells a tale of Prince Yuri Dolgoruki, who in 1147 established the Moscow Principality on the banks of the Moscow River. This legend states that Yuri Dolgoruki erected a wooden fortress on Borovitsky Hill to protect from enemies. Over time, Moscow evolved into a political, economic, and cultural hub. By the 13th century, it had become the capital of the Vladimir Suzdal Principality, and then the capital of the Moscow Principality. By the end of the 15th century, under the reign of Prince Ivan III, the city became the center for the unification of Russian lands, and the Moscow Principality transformed into the Moscow state. One of the key events in Moscow's history was the establishment of the Kremlin in the 14th century. The Kremlin became a symbol of the power and might of the Moscow state, embodying its history and culture. Within the Kremlin walls, you can find historic buildings such as the Assumption and Archangel cathedrals, the presidential residence, among others. The 16th century saw the Moscow state begin active territorial expansions, overcoming the threat of the Tatar yoke. Under the leadership of Ivan the Terrible, Moscow became the center of the Russian state, transforming into the Ivanovo capital. This period saw the construction of many significant buildings, including the Cathedral of St. Basil the Blessed on Red Square. The 17th century was a turbulent time for Moscow, marked by foreign invasions and popular uprisings. However, the city returned to its prosperity in the 18th century during the reign of Peter I. With the transfer of the capital to St. Petersburg, Moscow began a new life, especially after the fire of 1812, which nearly destroyed the city. After the fire, active reconstruction took place. Up until the 20th century, Moscow continued to transform and grow. It became the center of the revolutionary movement and witnessed many historical events, such as the October Revolution of 1917 and the period of Soviet power. During World War II, Moscow was under siege, but managed to withstand and become one of the symbols of resistance against Nazism. Following the dissolution of the USSR and the end of the Soviet era, Moscow underwent immense changes and became a modern metropolis, combining a rich heritage from the past with a contemporary look. Today, Moscow serves as the political, economic, and cultural center of Russia, attracting millions of tourists from around the world and offering abundant opportunities for development and prosperity. To summarize, Moscow's history is a tale of triumph over adversity, a story of a city that has grown and evolved from a small wooden fortress to a modern metropolis. From its establishment in the 12th century to its transformation into a symbol of unification in the 15th century, its resilience in the face of foreign invasions, to its reconstruction post the fire of 1812, and finally, its role as a center of resistance during World War II. Each chapter of Moscow's history is a testament to its enduring spirit and the indomitable will of its people.